So solving equations is going to be one of the most useful things that you learn in Algebra 1 just because you're going to be using it for many, many years to come. So you want to make sure you're solid in what you're doing. Now if we look at an equation like x plus 3 equals 5, we can set up with our algebra blocks. So if we set this up, what we can do is we have an equal sign separating them. We have an x, and then it says plus 3, so we've got 3 extras. Or 3 units. If we're looking at algebra blocks, we've got a yellow stick and then those 3 green guys. And then on the other side, we have 5 green guys. Okay, so now I'm trying to get it. Remember, this is like a balance scale. So I'm trying to get it so that it stays balanced. Right now it's balanced because there's an equal sign. And so whatever I do to one side, I'm going to have to do to the other side. So if I'm going to do the same thing, and remember my goal is to get it so that I have just this guy, so I know what that weighs, because whatever I have on this side, so if I have just this guy on this side, then whatever I have over here is how much this weighs, which means is how much it's equal to. So the problem I have here is that I have these 3 green guys here. So the idea is I want to get rid of them. I want to take them away. So if I get rid of 3 green guys, then to keep it balanced, I'm going to have to get rid of 3 green guys over here. Now when you get rid of something, when you take something away, we're subtracting. So if we look at our equation, I had plus 3, but I took away 3. But then I wanted to keep it balanced. Remember, this is still our balance scale. So if I take away 3 there, I have to take away 3 on the other side. And so what happens is these guys zero pair out, and I have just an x equals, and then on the other side, I had 5, but I took away those 3, so now I just have 2. So x equals 2. Now, as we look forward, and as we've talked about in class, I want to look at this. So you see how my equation said x plus 3, but then to solve it, I subtracted 3. So adding and subtracting are called inverse operations. They undo each other. So if I have a plus here, then to get rid of it, I want to subtract, but I have to make sure I do it on both sides. So I'm doing that inverse operation on both sides to get rid of it. And so then I get rid of this, I have 0 pairing going on, and I have just that x left over. So let's look at the next one. Here I have x minus 2 equals 4. Now to set this one up, I'm going to do a little bit more of the algebra block mat that you're used to seeing. So if I set that up, remember on the mat that we've used in class, we've got the plus and we've got the minus. And so when I have x minus 2, I have an x on the plus side because x is positive, but I have minus 2, so I have 2 on the negative side, equals, and then I have 4 on the positive side. And so now as I'm looking at how can I get, so it is just this x right here, I just want this, I have to get rid of these. But I can't take away 2 negatives, and the reason I can't just take away 2 negatives is because I don't have 2 negatives over here. So the other idea is to make 0 pairs. Since I have 2 negatives here, then if I put 2 positives here, then I would have 0 pairs. But remember, whatever you do to one side, you have to do the other. So I have to put 2 positives over on this side. Okay, so now as I look at this, my 2 positives and my 2 negatives, they're going to cancel each other out completely. And then I have 6 on the other side. Now if I look at my equation, remember what I did, we added on 2 positives. So I'm going to add on 2 positives. But I had to do that to both sides to keep it balanced because I still have a balance scale here. Remember, I have a balance scale there. And so if you look at the numbers here, I have a minus 2 and I have a plus 2. They 0 pair out. So once again, I have that inverse operation where I have a minus 2. I had a minus there, and so to undo the minus, I have to do a plus because that undoes each other. It gives us our 0 pairs that we're looking for. And so my negative 2, my positive 2 cancel out, and I just have that x on that side. And on the other side, I have that the 4 plus 2, which gives me 6. So that would be my answer. So we're going to look at the next ones without algebra. So here, I'm just focusing on this equation here, and I see that it says plus 6. And remember, I'm looking for that x. I'm trying to get that x by itself, and this is a balance scale. And so whatever I do here, I have to do over here on this side. That equal sign is where that balance scale happens. Okay, this is where I get that balance. And so whatever I do to one side of the balance scale, I have to do the other side. And since this one says plus 6, to get rid of it, I'm going to have to minus 6. And then I have to do that on the other side also to keep it balanced. And now I do have my 0 pairs. I have a plus 6 and a minus 6, so those cancel out. I just have the x equals, and then on the other side, 4 minus 6 is negative 2. So let's look at the next one. Now the next one is a little bit weird because you'll notice that the x is on the right-hand side instead of the left like we're used to, but we're still going to do the same thing. I still look at it as being a balanced scale. I'm still trying to get that x by itself, and so with the x is a minus 3. So then I go, well, if this is a minus 3, to get rid of it, I have to add 3. And then because this is a balanced scale, I have to do it on the other side. I have to keep it balanced out. And so the minus 3 and the plus 3, they zero pair out, and I just get an x on this side equals, and then I have 2 plus 3, that's going to give me 5. So now I know that x equals 5. And whatever side it is, whether it's on the left side or the right side of the equal sign, doesn't matter. You're still going to have the same process. All right, so now I have this one. This one looks a little weird because I have the number first and then the x, but I'm still looking at, I want to keep this, I want to get rid of this. So I want to get rid of the minus 3. And so since there's a minus there, to get rid of a minus, we add. So I'm going to add 3. Now where's my balance? I'm going to draw a line through my equal sign. If you don't know where it is, you can always draw a line through the equal sign. And so if I add 3 on the left side, I have to add 3 on the right side to keep it balanced. And so now my negative 3 and my plus 3, they cancel out, and I still have just an x. And then on the other side, I have 6 plus 3, which is 9. And so there's my answer.